more meat restriction, and then other periods where he's able to feast and have these amazing meals, rich in protein. And perhaps a more modern example of that would be, I interviewed the guys from the Wild Health Physician Network, Mike Mullen and Matt Dawson, a few weeks ago, and they talked a lot about how in their patients they'll almost kind of try to simulate some of these longevity studies, such as the recent one where they were pulsing DHEA and growth hormone and metformin, and they'll take a strategy like that, but also pair it with like a food and exercise-driven anabolic cycle where there's harder workouts, weight training, increases in growth hormone, higher carb intake, less fasting, with periods of catabolism where it's more like, sauna, walking, sunshine, yoga, protein restriction, calorie restriction, and compressed feeding windows. So it does make sense. I know you lay it out pretty well in the book. And so the general approach is you fat adapt going into the fast. And what about, not to return to like Peter Attia's nothing burger approach, what about after the fast? I mean, so he'll continue in nutritional ketosis even without the calorie restriction from the fast, but he'll continue in nutritional ketosis after the fast to, I guess, ease himself out of the fast. But what do you look at regarding the post-fasting state?
Yeah, you have to ease your way out, and what I recommend is a 5-day fast. We'll talk about why in a moment, but I have taken people through some very long fasts, right? And again, the bigger the person, the longer the fast they can do, and sometimes need to do. But how you break the fast for especially the next 2 days. So if you're fasting 5 days, days 6 and 7 are critical that you go lower calorie. So we'll lower the calories down depending on your body size, and I do discuss that in the book. But somewhere under 1,000, 500 to 800. We'll just say that day 1 back eating, so that would be technically day 6, and then the next day maybe 800 to 1,000 calories. So we ease the caloric intake up. Why? Because your enzymes in your gut are really low on purpose. It's in a rested state, so you don't want to just, it's kind of like laying on your couch and you're half asleep, and then you start doing sprints in the yard. You're probably going to pull something. So you don't want to do that. Also, you don't want to just throw, dense proteins down your gut. So we wait a couple days before we add meats in.
I want to interrupt you real quick before you get onto raw veggies, which might be the same logic behind protein, but would that be because of a digestive enzyme sluggishness, or what would be the actual reason that you wouldn't eat a heftier complex meal?
Even your microbiome. Remember, during a fast, you're starving down good and bad bacterias, and they're kind of in a little hibernation mode. You need certain bacteria to make even enough HCl. So your HCl is lower. Other digestive enzymes are a little lower and sluggish. So we want to give them easy to digest foods, right? Like avocado, some berries. I mean, these softer foods. If you're, blended vegetables, steamed vegetables, if you just eat it like a raw vegetable, like a, big salad, people get stomach aches. Or you eat some raw broccoli, forget about it.
Now, I want to play devil's advocate though, Dan, because if you look at this from an ancestral standpoint, and let's say, someone from the Spokane Indian tribe up around where I'm at is hunting a large animal for days, or a herd of animals for days, and comes across that kill and is able to harvest the animal. From the data I've